Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland. And apparently, it's just my imagination. It's a little darker today. Maybe my eyes are more
It's always
closed.
dark. Maybe you've got cataracts. You are 70.
They're dirty glasses.
Omens, bad omens and portents. Listen,
This is right.
our king, Big Lugs. It's no arse cancer. It's another. They went up his arse, but they found cancer somewhere else.
Wasn't they doing his prostate? And then,
Yeah, he's got an enlarged prostate. They'll zap him with a space laser.
Yeah.
He'll be getting the best of treatment.
Of course he will.
So that's happening.
Yeah.
There was a £1.1 million haul of marijuana
Marijuana.
in Turriff,
Uh-huh.
of all places. Aha, you think. But here's the glitch in the matrix.
What?
Down on the centre of Dundee,
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
a Turriff's vegetable delivery van from Turriff's the vegetable people
Yeah.
was held at knife point. The van was stolen and it was found abandoned in Fife.
They knew what was in the tatties.
Did they think that
yeah. That turf, they went, whoa.
it's got what? It's like
Drugs.
ice cream vans. I'm suggesting.
Don't talk about ice cream
think-
vans. There's been a
well,
lot going on in my
no, but
life.
think about it. That Arlene Fraser that went missing up north.
Yeah.
What did Nat Fraser do for a business?
Did he work for tariffs?
Vegetable wholesalers.
Tatties and heroin.
It's all connected. What does Prince Charles have? Big farms.
A sore bum.
Well, no, he's got big farm. He's a farm. He speaks to plants and vegetables.
I've heard this.
The whole thing's interconnected.
I wouldn't call Harry a vegetable, but he's close. Now,
He's just lost. He's looking for purpose in life. That's all he's looking for. He's a lost young guy at 40 years old. He's not quite find his purpose. Silly cunt.
ladies and gentlemen,
Someone else is happening.
gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland.
It'll come to me.
No, you know what's the most important thing this week? The shit on the stairs
It's
is
gone.
still there.
Oh.
And it's now shrinking. It's going
Everybody-
smooth.
Everyone knows it because you've been sucking on it.
Well,
Remember how you watched that Louis Theroux thing about eating disorders?
yes.
And there was the woman that had a Werther's original and she'd give herself a 5-second sook of it once a day. That was her pleasure. I'm suggesting you go down and just sook that jobby for about 5 seconds.
It's a
And yes.
suggestion that I've taken on board,
Uh-huh.
I've written down, and instantly scored down.
That would explain your breath.
That's what I was saying to you. You were showing me some work that you've done
Okay.
that's going to go on display.
On display.
And I said, if the word artist wasn't attached to your name,
I just ignored
you'd have to have an intervention.
Just ignored you.
It's not right.
Just ignored you.
Describe what it is.
It's a human being.
A human being.
It's a chew chicken
Mhm.
with a human head.
And it is.
And he looks pensive. No wonder. I put that into the Royal Scottish Academy and they told me to fuck off.
You done that to be a fucking contrarian.
I did. It's like the time in my hometown I offered a sculpture design, which was we were really fucking a haggis. I've told you that. And they lectured me about what good art was.
Fucking bastards.
And
eh?
when I actually saw the piece they'd commissioned, it was a tartan cube.
See, this is what happens, right? The wrong people. There was an episode of Top Gear years ago,
Don't watch it.
but it doesn't matter. They were driving around Scotland in three cars,
No.
and they went to Edinburgh, and it was all these art lecturers, and they had to say why their car was the best design.
Oh no.
So there was three cars. Can't remember what the cars were, but they chose the Italian car. The lecturers, and said why.
A Skoda,
Because-
is it a Skoda?
No,
Ford or-
no, an Alfa Romeo. And they said the design. Now, notoriously, this car dated instantly, and it's been one of the worst designed cars ever.
Right.
And the car that they said was the terrible one, the Japanese car, is now a classic in design.
Okay.
So I thought, they don't know what they're talking about.
No, but nobody does.
They're just making it up.
Nobody does, including brain surgeons. Nobody knows what
They
they're
don't know
doing.
what they're doing.
Everybody's just a scam. It's
Just chopstick. Your brain's working.
I watched a thing that's been annoying me.
Oh. But this is everything.
They've dug up, no, but things are starting to annoy me more. Stuart, my good friend Stuart,
Okay.
I do have a nickname for him, he's beyond parody.
Oh.
I've noticed him getting more and more annoyed. He's turned 60. He's just raging about stuff on the telly. And he started raging about young people like you were.
I was.
And it's just, and he was raging about just, I had a few, and I says, are you all right? You've got a fury about everything. I was worried about him.
But no, I was
What?
raging
Am
in a
I
different
raging?
way.
But what I'm raging about, but my rage is quite. I'm allowed to because it's a rational fury. You've got David Jason, right?
Right, okay.
Sir David Jason,
Okay.
and I've paired him up with a guy called Jay Blades MBE.
Okay.
And Jay Blades is a guy who is illiterate. He had dyslexia.
Mhm.
He wears a hat. He's tried everything. And what he does is he's a furniture restorer. And all
Yeah.
he does, he'll get a wooden chair, he paints it green, and then he'll paint one of the legs black.
Okay.
He was on Money for Nothing.
Right.
I don't know if you know the show.
I don't know
The
TV
raid
at all.
skips, they take stuff out of skips, they do it up, they sell
A
it
very
for profit.
Dundonian thing.
Yes, but he does it. But he was there. But it was a woman who has eyes like Chris Christopherson. She's
Okay.
white. She's very posh.
Okay.
And she hosted it. And they thought to themselves, it's too white. She's got eyes like Chris Christopherson. We need somebody to
Two
co-host.
small anuses.
We'll get Jay Blades because he's
Okay.
got his hat. He's black. He
A
paints.
hat is a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So he fucking co-hosted it. She must be fuming. Then they got a trans guy in.
Right,
Who
okay.
then AJ, who sadly died. And then,
Oh.
but anyway, Jay Blades, her with the Chris Christopherson's eyes. The climate is she's stuck on daytime TV, not Jay Blades. He does the repair shop.
Right, okay.
Do you know the repair shop?
I know, I don't watch
so
TV.
the repair shop, people come in. Say you come in with an heirloom.
This is very exciting.
Yeah, so they come in. Say you had an ornament of a cat you had in your mantelpiece
could
your
imagine
dad
it.
gave you for your birthday.
Right.
A lug was missing. You go to Jay Blades' wooden hut with all these team.
And
of
he
cra-
can fix it.
No, he doesn't. He can't do anything apart from paint a leg on a chair.
Oh, right,
he
but that
just
sounds
goes
good.
about sweeping the floor and switching on the lights.
Which is
but
useful.
he's the host of the show.
Right.
So you take it in, they'll fix it. If you had a teddy bear that was needing restuffed, they'll stuff it for you. They do all that shit. But as the show's gone, it's got more popular. And what they do is, people, they used to go, could you fix this? And they'd fix it. They'd go, there you go. And the folk would go, great, love it. Nowadays, they go, oh, and they cry. And Jay Blades puts his arms around you and focuses in on your fucking eyes as you're weeping to yourself. He's got a fucking MBE off this. Now he's doing a show with David Jason. They travel the country in a fake fucking repair hut. They don't repair anything. They were in Cullen. It was a pile of shit.
What kind of hat does he wear?
They've had a bonnet.
That sounds nice.
But when he likes you, he goes, I'm going to take my hat off to you. That's his thing. He's got a fucking MB for doing that. But they do a comedy skit at the end. Listen to this. They're sat there in fucking Cullen or something having an ice cream and they're like that. And the gag is David Jason always gets the good stuff. He's got the big ice cream. Jay Blade's got the wee ice cream. He's moaning about it. He looks at David Jason. David Jason's got ice cream in the end of his nose. The end.
So do you enjoy it?
No, I fucking hate
Oh, right,
it.
you hate it. No,
I phoned my dad and I
right.
goes, Dad, there's a show I saw the other day. It's doing my head in. He goes, it's that thing with Jay Blade and fucking. He knew.
He knew.
He says, I hate it too.
It's in the genetics.
We're on the fucking phone for half an hour slogging off the cunt.
Well, here's the thing. I've met your dad and I can't imagine him getting angry at anything. He seemed delightful.
Cullen.
I
Ken
think
why they
all
went
the
to
anger in
Cullen.
your family went to you.
Ken why they went to Cullen.
Why?
There's a guy.
Ice cream.
There's a guy with a walking stick and his son. And they've made like the Bayeux tapestry, but it's for Cullen. Have you been to Cullen?
There's no, when you're driving through
The
it, you don't know you have.
They went into a hotel.
Yeah.
The tapestry
They
starts.
have a hotel in
Yes,
Cullen.
They start at the bottom of the stairs in
Yeah.
the lobby. The fucking tapestry goes all the way up the stairs. Tons. It's about a mile long.
Do you know what would be good? Okay, hear me out. This will calm you down. We make a tapestry for Dundee, but within it.
No, they've already done it.
No, we
You missed it. It was in the.
No, we do a better one.
No, they had the locals doing it. It was terrible.
But we do a better one. And within it, we'll hide junkies and shits on stairs.
You
We'll hide lots
don't
of
have to
things.
hide it.
They would just enjoy it.
No, there would be
anyway.
nothing else to tapestrise.
What?
There'd be nothing else to tapestrise.
I feel that word.
Tapestrise. The English language is malleable. Just make words up. Just do what I do. Make them up. Tapestrise.
Are you feeling better now?
We could have, but David, get what I fucking hate,
Right,
and this is
what?
a bugbear of mine, the BBC. And I in many ways, I like the BBC because I hate Rupert Murdoch, and anything Murdoch wants, I don't want. But what I resent
Okay.
is the BBC has celebrities and feed them,
Mm-hmm.
and we're paying to get them. Ken, somebody, you and I want to go on holiday to Cornwall.
Okay.
You and I have to pay to go to Cornwall. Ade Edmondson wants to go on holiday to Cornwall. He's a multi-millionaire. They pay for him to get into his little sports car and drive down there and go and visit. He doesn't have to queue.
Are you okay today?
I'm just a wee bit annoyed.
Is that's a cup of tea?
I'm concerned. On Friday, I'm going to unveil.
Oh, please don't.
No, listen.
Yeah.
People are going to be excited about this. I've invented something. It's a cocktail. It's called the Kula Shaker.
Let's leave it for then.
And I'm not going to tell you what's in it.
No.
But I'm going to mix one on Friday and we'll get to drink it.
I'm not drinking anything.
You haven't. Some
I
of
am
it.
fucking telling you, I'm not drinking anything you make.
No, I'm making 2.
Anyone watching this will be screaming, "Do not fucking drink
I'm making it. It's perfectly safe. It's perfectly
I'm
safe.
not drinking
I
it.
had one this morning.
This is why you're like this.
It's called the Kula Shaker.
It's petrol. I thought I could smell petrol.
Derek, it's delicious.
You're not denying it. I could smell
Somebody
petrol
else
when it
was in
came
the
in.
news. The Dundee City Council's closing everything. That's
Everything's
another-
shutting down. Everything in Dundee's shutting down.
They're getting the Royal Navy, the Rusty Frigate. Getting the Rusty Frigate. They were going
I
to go
believe that's a sex move.
Yeah, the Rusty Frigate. It's too. Turns out the British Navy, everyone's rusty, so they can't use anything, and there's not enough soldiers because, funnily enough, nobody wants to join the army.
Strange that.
So what the last act of the Rusty Frigate, it's going to swim up the Tay.
Is it coming here?
Swimming up the Tay, the frigate, and it's just getting to launch stuff and just demolish stuff. So Broughty Castle's just getting flattened.
They're flattening it.
Mills Observatory
Cheaper.
flattened.
Yeah.
They're getting flattened. A few schools. Libraries are all getting flattened.
Everything's shutting.
Flattened.
Because Dundee doesn't want to admit they're on the verge of bankruptcy. But
All that's game, and the sad thing is we've got the worst people in charge, so we're fucked.
and
All that's going to be
they're
left.
taking more bins away. They
Yeah.
only pick up the fucking one bin once a month now.
Oh fuck! Everyone's going to get flattened apart for the V&A, and then we'll all have to go there.
What,
and they're
but
gonna get, it's a success.
you'll
we'll all
be
be living
marched
there.
in.
We'll be living there. Look,
Tex,
oh,
Chris
no.
McShadowns. Good morning, gents. What the fuck is with Scotland and XL bullies? A gran in Essex was mauled to death over the weekend
Now.
by 2 of them.
Now.
Wait. And yet Scotland is still being seen as some sort of haven for dogs. Why do you think the First Minister is slow to get on board with a ban? I think they
No,
are
they're
getting-
banned.
They're banned now.
Right, now.
Yeah.
Out the hive mind we have.
Mm-hmm.
We were just speaking about this in a roundabout way the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Non-incorporated towns. We were speaking about Shite Street. I went to the archives. I went to the
Yeah.
city offices.
Can
They,
we claim it?
they don't know it exists.
No.
It does not exist. It's not on anything.
I'm going to be a duchess.
It owns us now. Because it's just it's basically, it was a lane between 2 mills. It's not a street. It doesn't
Right.
exist. We can lay claim to it. We build a wall either side. We own it. It's ours.
We'll have to clean out the
Anyway.
underpants.
What's unincorporated towns is Jaywick. Jaywick, I was mentioning. Jaywick was
right.
unincorporated. So Jaywick was the place where like working class Londoners had
Okay.
button beds. That's where they had the XL bullies. But do you know the full story what happened?
Tell me.
Right. They have 2 bully dogs.
Okay.
They're a band. They're a band breed. They're about to be
I
banned.
thought you meant they were on tour.
You're
but
not
no.
allowed to. Well, with Fleetwood Mac, that would make it more interesting, wouldn't it? Just replace
I would laugh.
McVeigh with fucking to an XL bully.
That would be
Similar
amazing.
face.
Yes.
And the band, you're not supposed to be breeding them. And these fucking idiots were breeding XL bullies because you can get thousands of pounds a dog from a band. I don't know how it's going to work. Anyway, the old lady and her grandson or nephew or something were looking after the dogs. And she's saying, in this hut, what happens if the puppies misbehave? And they gave her a good bit of advice. They said, just take the fucking broom handle to them. That'll get them in order. So the dogs have misbehaved. She's went like that with the broom handle. The bitch and the dog, the mum and
Lost
dad
her
of the
fucking
puppies,
mind.
have torn her to bits.
Yes, I heard she was in pieces.
Torn her to bits. Oh, now there is an element of natural selection. I'm sorry, people. It's a shame that woman's died. What the fuck are you doing breeding XL bullies? They're banned. It's a lunacy, and then let the oldest relative in your family look after them. My
least they had a warm
granny
meal.
was so wee and tiny.
Yeah.
An XL bully, it wouldn't have torn her bits. It would have just swallowed her whole, like a lozenge. Her wee legs would have been sticking out the side of its mouth.
Oh dear.
But people are like hand wringing about this. Someone's been arrested. That fucking person they might as well have got a gun and just shot
Yeah,
their
it has
mother.
to be. You have to be.
Just
culpable.
shot their mother-in-law.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Stuart M. Morning, with BBC Scotland announcing less than 200 people watch the news, That's
It's
amazing.
not all news. It's their seven. The Seven.
Okay.
They've got a show called The Seven.
And 200 people watch
I
it.
think it's some days they get less.
Well, 5 million people in the country and 200. So, wait a minute. We're doing better than a BBC show.
No, the thing
dramatically.
is, Americans, they've got all the regional stuff. We've got the regional stuff.
Mhm.
So you get the BBC News, but then you have Report in Scotland, and a lot of people watch that.
Right. So, it's the regional stuff they don't watch.
No, they watch Report in Scotland, but Seven is like I don't know. They were saying we didn't have enough coverage for the news in Scotland because it's
Right.
all Westminster centric.
Okay.
But it's,
Ah,
people do. People say nobody's interested in the news. I disagree. People are fascinated with the news. It's just they watch it in a different fashion.
Stuart continues.
Okay.
How do you feel about the responsibility of now being Scotland's biggest current affairs broadcaster? All the best, Stuart. You know what?
I've always thought
We
that
kinda
that
are.
was our mission.
We were hitting top 10 in Scotland
Mhm.
podcast. And
Eh.
we're the only one, because there's some political ones in that, but they just make it up.
Have we?
Everything's the truth
Have
from
we
here.
outlasted?
Thanks, Stuart.
Have we outlasted? We are live.
I don't know.
Is he still going?
I don't know. I know he was
feel-
on the run.
I feel like we might have.
Have you noticed the amount of podcasters and filmmakers that have been on the run at some point? I'm just saying.
Well,
Just saying. Dear laddies, accept no other messages purporting to come from Dundee and Pooh.
but mate, I was in Edinburgh thinking of this cunt
All right.
because I was down the grass market and there's a Dundee cafe,
Oh.
and I took a picture of it. What's this guy's name again? Warren. I will
This
pu-
cunt, as you described him.
Warren. He's a good cunt.
He's a good cunt.
I will post the picture on the Twitter. and you
I'm the
can
only
see.
person here hoping the human poo on the stairs doesn't become sentient, thus doubling Dundee's IQ. You know what? That's probably
Listen
true.
to
It would
this.
double it. What? Thanks, Warren.
Think it this way, right?
Yeah,
Human endeavour.
I can imagine.
We're standing on the shoulders of giants here. And there's all these creators and people who've Imagineers and inventors. And we've got to this stage in human history.
Yeah,
We've got an online podcast.
here we are.
So a man in New Zealand
A studio.
is concerned about a small jobby sitting in the stairs in Dundee. It
Get
truly
your
is,
poetry book out and write that down.
it truly is magical, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
He's sitting there in Dundee.
Done
And in his mind,
what the fuck?
he's seen a picture of a small,
just a wee
an
down-
honest jobby.
out the pants, down the
It's
trouser
just
leg.
a wee honest. It's not a showy off jobby.
No, it's not.
it's a sincere little jobby. A wee.
It knows its job. It knows its place in the world.
It's just a wee.
And it's just
quiet.
sitting there.
It's quiet.
And how many thousands of miles? Days to get there. Tens of thousands of miles.
I suggest what we do.
Do you
is-
know you could go from the UK to
Aye.
New Zealand in a direct straight line if you're sailing?
Yeah.
Without any curve in it, a
Wow.
direct straight line.
What
just
we
found
need
that
to
out.
do when it dries, when it desiccates fully,
Yeah.
we're putting a bit of tin foil,
Mm-hmm.
and we could send it to him. He could use it as a stock cube.
I think he would love that.
He could tell. This is what he could do with it. He could say to his neighbours and family, "I was walking on the beach the other day," and they're like, "Oh," because he obviously New Zealanders are people of the wild. They like to go down the beach, you know.
They don't wear shoes. That's
Don't wear
different. Yeah, but
big feety, big hairy arse feet.
yeah.
And he could say, "I was rock pooling,"
Okay.
and he says, "I found this small piece of ambergris."
I don't imagine Warren's allowed out.
Ambergris, and ambergris is from the whale.
Yeah.
And they use it in they use it to make scents in the perfume industry.
Oh
And
God.
they go, "Oh, that's wonderful."
I'm going to
Warren."
tell you something. I'm not drinking this cocktail.
They go, "That's wonderful, Warren." He goes, "I've got it here,"
Yeah.
and he keeps it in a little
Oh.
little carved wooden box. And he says, "Would you like to smell it?"
And you're excited.
And they're like, "Oh, I'd love to smell
and
it."
you
but
bend
ambergris."
over.
It's like
It's a shite.
he doesn't eat shite.
It's just a shite.
He could come closer, grandmother, come closer, children, and they'll just.
Oh, it's a fucking jobby.
I used to. It probably smells like the perfume my mother used to use in the 80s.
Mark Devlin.
Strong stuff.
Good morning, focus.
Uh-huh.
Top tip for savers today. Make your shoes last twice as long by only wearing them every other day. That's what I do.
Okay.
That's what I do. That's great advice.
Mm.
Now I'm feeling he's made a joke, and that's the way I live.
I
Ah,
love a shoe. Love a good shoe.
retro box room. Hi
Oh.
guys. Have you seen the movie The Creator? I believe it's
Yes.
pretty good. Yeah, it looks good. I have not seen it.
Nice.
Is it good?
Denzel's weird son. It's good.
Yeah, I like him.
The wee lassie in it's good. The wee robot. It's good.
He has an energy, that guy. I like
The
him.
special effects are nice. It's kind of a wee bit. It's got a bit.
Garth Edwards. isn't
People
it?
have said it's a bit. Oh, can the sweaties don't like it because it can.
Who cares? Who
They
cares?
complain about everything.
Is it
It's like
fun?
they're complaining about True Detective 4. Shut the fuck up!
It looks great.
You know why they're complaining
seen it
about
yet.
You know why they're complaining about it.
What?
It's very female centered.
It's two women that are the leads.
Yeah,
That
But
would make it
but
female
It
centered.
deals with a lot of violence against women.
So
it's-
that's a
it's-
story.
But the first
cares?
the first one was about violence against women,
Extreme.
and there was a mystical element to it.
yes.
This one's got a more of a supernatural thing, but people are just losing their minds and complaining.
Why?
Don't
oh.
watch. If you don't like it, don't watch
Here's
it.
another thing.
Watch Reacher instead. There's a show called Reacher.
I've seen some of Reacher.
If you don't like True Detective
He's a
4,
superhero. He just runs around punching people.
he's gigantic.
He just yeets people into space.
This-
See, is this a car
but he's clearly
jacking? He just walks over and punches the car
but
to death.
The character he plays is clearly autistic. He can't
Oh.
make eye contact with any other cast.
Well, he's 8 foot above
but
everyone
no,
else.
but he looks away from him, and he does.
He's just a giant
He won't
superhero.
let anybody touch him, apart from when he's punching them in the face.
Ka-dung! Kills everyone.
So, like I said, if you don't like True Detective and all the women's stuff,
No,
just watch Reacher.
Stop worrying about Marvel.
What
Stop
was
worrying
somebody
about
else
shit like
freaking
that.
about the other day? They're doing there's somebody losing their mind
Mm-hmm.
because they're doing a Pirates of the Caribbean that's going to be female centric.
That kind of makes sense because there's
Pirate-
lots of good female pirates. that you could-
Pirates of the Caribbean is a load of fucking shit.
Yes,
If you think that is some fucking holy cow,
but it's a
you have
fun.
yeah. If
Just
you,
make it about
oh
women.
no, the
Why does it have to be about women?
My fucking.
Is it going to be a good film?
Just don't watch stuff. Just honestly, if everything is so terrible for you, don't watch
No,
stuff.
I agree. P.S. Please stop going on from singing and in the shower. All this rain is getting stupid now. Let's forget spring and go straight to summer. Regards, Retro Box Room. Cheers, dude. You know what? I've got to the age now where snow didn't used to bother me. I used to go surfing in
Does it worry
blizzards.
you, the snow?
See now, not just the cold. When I look out, I go,
I don't feel
oh,
the cold.
I do.
But you've got a fucking heated body warmer you put on.
I'm always cold.
No, I'm never cold.
I think I need to put on some weight.
My bedroom, I have the window open all year.
I'm always cold.
Oh, that's a shame. Maybe
Okay.
some Weetabix. You need
Okay,
some.
I want to do today's show.
Could have forgot there.
22 minutes in with you having your cocktail frenzy.
It's called the Kula Shaker, and no Crispin Glover. I'm not paying you royalties for the use of your name, you fucking.
It's not
and no.
Crispin Glover.
Oh, Crispin Mills.
Yeah.
And
John
by,
Mills'
and by the
grandson.
way, you've not fucking reclaimed the swastika, as you said. Nobody's going to think it's a symbol of peace from now. Give up on that. He's still going on about it.
Is he
I
still
saw him
wearing
getting interviewed by
swastikas
Melvin
and-
Bragg. He had a T-shirt on with a swastika on it.
Yeah. When you go to other countries,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything like that.
No,
But here,
but the majority.
It kinda hasn't mean anything.
I feel it might have just.
it means
It's
something.
maybe
Yeah. No.
It's been savilled.
Yes. There's
There's no
it's
going
done.
back. It's
done.
done. Don't give up.
Gossip in this building is a currency, I realised. I was thinking. I've done a lot of
Oh.
thinking. A currency in this building
Please,
like a
please
biro.
try and keep the thinking down.
And I was
tonight.
listening to a couple of fucking bitches in here gossip.
Oh, I've got a conversation
Okay,
I was listening to. the
Hold
other
on.
day.
A couple of real cunts in
Okay,
here.
okay.
Right?
What were they gossiping about?
Just other people.
Oh, wonderful.
It was us.
You and me.
Yeah, we're the bitches. And
Oh,
I
you heard
realised-
us gossiping.
I was thinking about us gossiping because
Oh.
we gossip like bitches.
We do. It's
And I
like,
was
you
like-
know Les Dawson and the guy the
Yeah,
lead
that's
of-
us, that's us.
That's us.
So I was thinking about it, and I remembered something that I don't know why I forgot about.
Mm.
And I've experienced extreme gossip,
Oh.
so much so it felt like it was in a waking dream.
Oh.
And it got me thinking about a place I'd been before. I've mentioned the Isle of Lewis, and a girl got me there. I won't say her name. We'll call her Jen because that was her name.
Okay.
And
Common name.
got Jen, yeah. There's about 10 Jens in this building.
Mm.
So, because what else would get me there apart from a girl, you know? But I don't know what happened. I think I'm getting older and I remember things you think are
Oh,
gone.
things from your memory of the stinging.
And they come back.
Do you ever have a
and they were out
memory?
of my mind.
Do you ever have a memory like pissing yourself at school and it's suddenly you get embarrassed, and it's like 40
I'll get
years.
embarrassed. Yeah, I'll remember,
remember
something, and it
something,
just jumps in
you
your
get
head, and you
yeah.
get, oh God, you cringe.
That's
yeah.
your brain shutting down, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I remember
That's
the
decomposition.
other night I was thinking about gossip,
Mhm.
and it just
You're a little gossip girl, aren't you?
oh very much,
Okay.
and I just couldn't believe how much I'd sort of put in my mind about the Isle
Okay.
of Lewis.
Oh,
Right. So I'll get to the point, but I want to describe what Lewis is to the international listener. It's an island.
Is that Morse's sidekick,
That's him.
Lewis?
It's
okay.
an island off the coast.
It's beautiful.
It's not.
Beautiful.
It's a dump, and it's an island off the coast, the west coast of
It's like,
Scotland.
is it like the Falklands but less child abuse?
About the same, I would say.
Oh. So, has it got a bigger population than the Falklands?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
They've
so.
got roads and shit, haven't they?
They have roads, but they're shit.
They have the
Right.
passing places, all that kind of malarkey. Okay.
You can barely get a Nissan Micra down it,
No,
you know?
okay. Do they cut peat?
Oh, on the roads,
Mhm.
all the roads seem to be high up,
Uh-huh.
but they're not. It's because they've dug all the
They've
ground
dug
away.
everything down. I like a peat fire.
And they're going about, oh, we look after nature here, we love it. You dug the island away and burnt it.
Flat. Okay.
They burnt it.
Okay.
The island is so flat, you can wave at someone far away.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's horrific.
If you were a flat earth person, it'd be a good place to live.
You would believe it.
Ah, you would believe it.
You can stand up at European, look down, and you see Harris because there's hills there.
Yeah.
That's another island.
That's miles away.
Right, anyway.
Okay.
I wanted to describe what it's like. So you go on, it's not the Isle of Lewis anymore, the ship, the ferry, they've replaced it, and it's a more modern one. But you get on this piece of shit ferry,
The sea fucker.
and it's like something like that. and it's
Fucker McSea fuck.
3 hours to get across.
Uh-huh.
And you'll see people go, oh, you see dolphins in Wales, don't give a fuck.
Oh,
right?
God, you're right, subtly.
Oh, you have to go there.
Okay.
Right, you have to go. It's horrific.
It's not like the Pinot colony in Papillon.
It's worse.
Is it worse?
It's worse.
Oh, gee. Did you hide something up your arsehole?
I'm gonna say these things. They're gonna sound like jokes. They're gonna sound like parodies.
Oh,
But I've been telling people about this for years,
okay.
right?
Okay.
And I've put a place where they planted a forest to reforest the whole place because it used to be a forest 1,000 years ago. It's all
The
gone.
whole of Scotland was wooded.
The forest died due to depression.
Oh.
Did you know a tree can commit suicide? There's a giant forest there that is fossilized. It's like you tap on the wood and it's grey and it's
Oh.
all the trees are dead,
Oh.
right? Can't live there.
Hmm.
They said it was something to do with a moth, but trust me, we all know what was going on.
You're depressed.
It was depressed.
But I feel sorry for trees sometimes.
I felt sorry
Because
for them.
if you're a mouse and you're sitting in this place,
Mhm.
you go, I don't like it here. Just go. A tree has to just sit there. If you didn't like the tree next to you,
After the show's over, I want to know what's in this cocktail. A
Kula
place. This is again
shaker. Mhm.
absolutely a fact. I saw it and was going, what's going on here?
Uh-huh.
A place where thick neck boys will gather together with their wee boy racer cars, get out the cars and run into trees, bang, like a rugby player as hard as they can, to impress the local young ladies, which it does. They're all like, oh,
That's like no, but
they run
it's
into
like
trees.
it's like rotting stags, mate.
Yes,
That's
but when you've seen this,
Dundonian.
odd-looking
Have you
lad.
seen what Dundonian laddies do to impress their women?
I've never seen anyone run into a tree,
Shoplift.
but that does impress me.
The
It
shoplift.
depends what you're getting. Pregnancy testing kit.
Disneyland, Disney store in Dundee was the most shoplifted store in the world.
I could believe that. Yeah.
The world.
Yeah,
They closed because they just run out of stock. It was all nicked.
just stolen.
Because
Like,
everybody wears like Disney t-shirts in Dundee.
Jen, who I was staying
Uh-huh.
with up there,
Uh-huh.
she was a nurse. I'll give that away.
Okay.
And she
Whoa.
says these young laddies are
People
in
find
every.
out where you fucking lived, so they get find out. Jen.
no, she's
she's gone. She's gone.
well gone from the
She's
island
gone. That's
years
good.
ago,
Oh, that's
about
good,
17 years
good,
ago.
good,
But
good.
anyway,
Did you
the-
kill her and take her away in a suitcase?
no, she actually moved up
She
in the
moved-
world.
Okay.
So
well, the minute she left you, she certainly
gone,
did,
and then
yeah.
just everything went right for her.
Uh-huh.
But she
You're
said
a right albatross round her.
on a Saturday night
Uh-huh.
they'll get brought in with stitches in
Uh-huh.
their arms and their head where they ram trees.
Oh, well. That's the kind of thing I would do as a kid, to be honest with
A place,
you. Uh-huh.
right? where all the sheep are bred to look like Hitler. And I've said this before. Jeff went up.
Uh-huh.
He came up because she had an old motorbike she needed to get rid of and needed to get it for free. It was great. So he got it going, drove it back. It was all good. But we went for a wander around the island.
Hitler.
And all the sheep have a black mark like this and a little moustache.
Oh.
And we had pictures, because you know when you go somewhere, all the sheep stop to look to see what you're
They
doing.
do. Well, you would, wouldn't you?
I had a picture of 50 sheep
All
that had
looking at
Hitler's
us.
face.
Oh my God.
I've said this for years. I've told. I think Jeff still has photos. I don't, but he does.
Aye.
And we just couldn't believe it.
Bet Jeff revisits. But surely it would have been the back end of the sheep you were looking at.
No, you'd be surprised.
Okay.
I like those teeth. A place. That's
And
what I
I've
wrote.
got because it's only got teeth in the
Yeah,
bottom.
but it's all weird.
It's
and
gum at the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
yeah.
yeah,
You know where I'm
you know
going.
what I'm talking about.
A place that's so damp you can't sneak up on someone.
Oh, is it squelchy?
Squelchy.
Squelchy, okay.
All you hear is. I remember. I got
that's
off the
that's
ferry.
the next generation of Pete forming.
Awful. I got off the ferry, back on the mainland at Ullapool,
Uh-huh.
and the silence is deafening
Oh,
because all you hear is wind and squelchy feet there.
oh God.
It's awful.
When I was staying up in Shetland, I've never felt wind like it. It was coming off the sea.
It's-
And it was just blowing.
It's
And
terrible.
one side of my body, because I was,
Mhm.
one side of my body was completely soaked. It soaked through like all my waterproofs.
There's no waterproofs in
Wild.
the islands. There's
Wild.
nothing waterproof.
Wild.
They go, we've got the best beaches in the whole of the world. And you go to them and you get sandblasted. My
Yeah.
skin was scarlet.
I'd explain
It's
your...
horrific.
Yeah, oh.
Right, there was where I was staying.
Mm-hmm.
Houses, your neighbours are maybe 300 feet away.
Your neighbour,
That's your neighbour.
sister wives.
Oh, that was another story. The neighbours, because they said, the sisters. And I watched the sisters rotting in a field one day, and I was furious. I thought it was all incest. They were just lesbians, but they didn't want to say it.
Aye,
So they
well,
called them
that's-
sisters.
That's an old thing, yeah.
And I was like, those dirty bastards. I was ready to call the police and everything. Then they had to get set
But
me
the police
straight.
would have shown up and they would have been the...
Oh, it would have been
Everyone's
all-
related.
Everyone's
It's a
related.
complex.
It's a terrible
They
thing.
don't send police officers in because they end up being wicker man. You need
The
a
Wicker Man
You need a
It's a
local...
documentary.
Yes, you need a local police officer that knows the subtleties.
I loved the Wicker Man, the original Edward Wood. It's an incredible
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
So well made.
Oh, it's
really
beautiful,
tight.
yeah.
It's got a good story.
Yeah.
It's nice and dark.
They give him a chance. Endlessly give him a chance.
Yeah,
If he'd fucked Britt Eklund, he'd be fine.
he'd be fine. But, I don't know why. But it was all his religion and
so
everything.
if he hadn't fucked Britt Eklund, who also fucked Peter Sellers,
Awkward.
awkward. They would have been fucked. What did they have a backup plan?
No, that was the whole point. He didn't have a backup plan. Because when you see, what's his name? Peter Cushing? Was it?
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. When you see Christopher Lee at the end, they're going, but what if, the crops aren't great? And he goes, there will be. And you could just see in that last moment, they've got all this belief and all this fervour and all this religious craziness. And at the end, he goes, oh, and you could see he doesn't believe a word
It's
of
a
it.
fast one.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. But anyway, in The Wicker Man, it's all Summer Isles and all this shit.
Yeah.
That's real.
It is real.
And what they done is some people went on a wee holiday up at Stornoway and came back because of the free church and wrote The Wicker
those
Man.
people.
It's fucking real.
The Wee Free man.
Oh.
I've told you this before. In Glasgow,
Terrible.
the Wee Free headquarters are there, and it's a wee Georgian square place.
Okay.
And there's wrought iron fence, kind of ornate. But in front of the Wee Free, they've thought that's too fucking flu-fluey. So they've just got a plain fence. They've removed the ornate.
Yeah.
They can't have music or anything. They're
No.
really bleak. I would assume it's dying out. It can't keep the numbers up.
Okay, what I'm talking about is quite a while ago now. It was 20 years ago, 21 years ago. But Jen was maybe 2 years older than me.
Yeah,
She'd never seen Star Wars, never heard of Jaws,
yeah.
never seen...
You can't, yeah.
You couldn't talk to her.
Yeah, the internet has thankfully ended a lot of this.
Yeah, because you
madness.
had a conversation with her and what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No
That's a
concept.
fucking shame.
No concept
real
to the
shame.
world. Yeah.
It's like, well, there was islands in Scotland. People used to go, the Victorians used to go to visits like they were like Aboriginals.
You know what they should do? They should up at Lewis
Where was the one?
go
with
up there on hunting
Yeah,
parties.
where was the one that had the
People.
Where was St Kilda?
Yeah.
They had their own species of mouse.
Oh, it's wild.
But the folk were
From
all
rock to rock,
Yeah.
there's different.
The folk were desperate to get off. Their way of life was fucking awful.
Mhm.
It's awful. They knew it was awful.
That's like Lewis.
Yeah.
It's a fucking dump.
Oh dear.
So, where are we? Yeah. Few houses down, I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So your neighbours are far away. You can play music loud and that, anything you want.
Yeah, anything you want.
The bit of land we were on
Apart
was
from
about
put your
6
washing out on a
acres.
Sunday, they all come round.
I
and
washed
murder
the
you.
car.
Oh, the murder.
I got given the car for the week. It
Ah.
was really nice of her. And so I'm cleaning it, filled it with petrol, cleaning it top to bottom, make it all nice and that. And this guy come over. Did it like that? What do you think you're doing? I went, what? What do you think you're doing? And like, I'm totally naive. I go, I'm washing a car. Do you know what day this is? And I went, so I answer, I think it's Sunday. It's the day of our Lord. It's the day. And I went, mate, get the fuck.
Is that? Are there still hang-ons?
Yes.
Is there still people like that?
Well, when I
wonder?
was there, very much so.
How do you keep young people? It's like I watched a thing about the what you may call them, the Harrison Ford, well, Amish,
Yeah.
and I think they're struggling a wee bit. The folk,
Yeah.
because it's
I used
too.
to see them driving around on the motorway.
The
What a horse.
Mormons can the Mormons are okay because they're big breeding block.
Mm.
Plus they're like they do let in a bit of fun.
And now, are the Amish the biggest puppy farms in America?
Yeah, they're well. No, but the thing is, they're just honest
breed
about
dogs.
it. They're honest about
Yeah.
it because it's a crop. It's like they do. We're all, oh, I love my little dog.
Yeah, but they're all inbred and everything.
I like my wee dog, but I'll kill that cow. Amish are like, a cow and a dog's no fucking different. Just a crop.
Yeah, but they're weird. There was big fights
Ah.
recently, and
But-
I think a murder over the length of beards.
Well, they'll do a wild thing where they're not quite as straightforward as you would think. Like I watched one and the lassie, the wee girl had cancer and they're supposed to not believe in all this kind of stuff. But the community put money together and got her modern medicine. And they do have, you know what I mean?
was on a plane with a guy that wrote a book, and he was coming to Scotland to do another
Yeah,
book.
God.
And I think now it may have been called Red Mama.
Oh.
And it was about the girls that would hide clothes from the Amish community.
Oh, and the guy.
And they'd go and dig the clothes up.
Yeah.
They'd bury them and then wear them,
What's
go
the
dancing and then hide
What's
them
the thing
again.
they get?
Rumspringa, yeah.
Rumspringa.
But this was just, in
But
general,
they
they
can
would
go
hide
and do
the
it,
clothes.
but if they're not allowed back,
Yeah,
can you?
they get a choice.
They get a
could go-
choice, yeah.
No, this was different. This
Okay.
was girls that were in the community and then they'd go dancing.
Yeah.
And this
The
was in the
human
50s
spirit,
and 60s.
you
You
can't
can't.
keep people in.
So
You can't hide stuff from
anyway,
people. Okay.
few houses down,
Yeah.
there was a young lad there and he used to walk like this
Oh.
because he would work out.
Oh.
But do you want to know how he worked out?
Tossing cattle.
Morning,
No.
noon and night.
Mm.
He'd put his shoulder down against the side of the house and push it. Now, I was there quite a while and I never saw that house move.
No.
But he worked up a sweat.
Move this thing.
That motherfucker was pushing that house.
Oh.
Oh, and
That's
he'd get up.
biblical, isn't it? Herculean.
But he had a sheepskin
Aye.
and he'd put it on his shoulder. And we just sat eating crisps watching him. And he was there for fucking hours. Now you could say he's
I
maybe
tell
not
you,
right.
It's better than
Nobody
CrossFit,
was
is
right.
it? Have you seen those CrossFit idiots?
Oh, we have lots of CrossFit around
There's
here.
a CrossFit cult next to here. And I love that it's like a Wednesday they have the simp day where all these overweight people, and there's always a guy with his top off that looks like Jack Reacher and he's just beasting them.
Yeah.
And you're like,
There's a sexual element where you get a
100%.
chubby girl and shout at her and he's loving it.
Aye.
Because the chubby guy's left on his own. He goes, and he'll go up to him and go, "Good work, mate. You keep going. I'm proud of you.
Well,
You bitch, get fucking moving!" Just
The
screaming.
good thing about being very muscular, you're the only people that can lift a big fatty to have sex with her.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Another
Thinking ahead.
a big fat slovenly guy can't make love to a big fat woman. A BBW. Petty.
You know all the terms, apparently.
Or in Dundee, it's what's bigger than a BBW. An SBBW.
Is it super morbidly? I think it's super morbid.
Oh, no, that's fat shaming now. You're not allowed to say that.
No, it's not. That's a medical term, super morbid.
Yeah, no, you can no. Doctors have been chastised for you. Can't use
It's
that.
still a medical term.
Can't use those terms. Fat shaming.
Everyone on
Who's
the
going to
island.
do the adverts for periods? It's all fat birds that like ice skate now.
Oh, God. Why would you think of that? On the island.
It's It's a big
They
fat.
would
I bet they're all quite lean in Lewis. Not big giant people in Lewis, is there?
a good mix.
Is
a
there?
good mix,
Okay.
yeah. A good mix.
Do they feed some of the honey pot
The
ants?
kids that don't make it.
Honey pot ants.
Right.
They have the
do?
ant's nest.
Okay.
But for times of plenty, they force feed certain ones of the community.
Oh.
So they swell with honeydew.
That's the island.
In Isle of Lewis, they have the fat ones. So if things go bad, they just cannibalise
They're just
them.
an ant colony.
Yeah.
Now, they said to me, when you're
Uh-huh.
on the island, there's a different smell to you. And I thought that
Well,
was them.
hold on, you smell different.
No, yeah, but I thought they just meant it as, you're just different. No,
Oh, you are different.
they smell different. They smell of an oily, when someone works at a garage.
No, because they eat that seabirds.
Is that what it is?
To be the
They
oil
s-
and the feathers.
They smell like someone that works at a garage and they've got that oily petrol smell in their
Do they
hands.
speak about the gougers?
What's that?
It's the cormorant chicks, or they go down the cliffs.
They
to
keep
eat
a
them.
lot of secrets. They keep a lot of secrets.
Don't find out too
but
much.
they smell different.
If they told you the real secrets, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Right.
They would have eaten you.
When you're on the island,
Uh-huh.
right, and this gets to the gossip thing.
It'll be full English people now that work at
Oh,
home.
tons of people.
Yeah, it's
right,
the whole-
tons of people. But anyone that moves there, now this is another thing. Anyone that moves there instantly is an artist. I don't care if they're a solicitor or a.
No,
they're
you're
instantly
actually
an
wrong.
artist
You're
and a
wrong.
photographer.
They tend to be
Wait.
potters. They're
And
potters.
nobody wants your long exposure landscapes.
Oh.
And all they do is landscapes. There's nothing there to look at. There's nothing
It's
there
flat.
to look at.
If you want to be depressed, there's a
Go to Skye. That's
there's a
pretty.
Scottish artist called Ron Lawson, I think his name is,
Okay.
and he does these grey pictures of like flat Scotland with a little white bothy on them. Look them up.
Oh, there's
my
a film
God.
being made, and it's been filmed in Scotland, and it's like Paleolithic, like people, and it's like a horror.
What?
It looks fucking good.
Oh, the search for fire. The
I-
quest for fire.
No.
It's
It's
got what's her name's boobs in it.
no. This is new. This is just coming out this year.
Ray Chong.
No. This is just coming out.
How is it?
Shot in Scotland, and it looks fucking beautiful.
They'll filter bus for people for the centre. Fast Eddie just looks like a Cro-Magnon.
Yeah, same thing.
No makeup, nothing.
So
Just put him in a deer skin.
we'll get to the gossip, right?
It's taken you a while, but you've got there.
I want to set the scene.
Right, okay. You've said it.
I was on the island
Mhm.
like 2 days,
Mhm.
right? And I'm in the house on my own. I'm actually in the garage, and there's a knock at the door.
Getting that smell on you.
Getting the oily smell. And a knock at the door, and there's a woman
Oh.
with a cake. A cake that is about 2.5 foot across.
Uh-huh.
And she says, I heard you were visiting.
Mm.
And I went, yeah, what? And she goes, and Derek? And I went, yeah. She goes, I heard you were visiting, and I just thought I'd welcome you to the island.
How nice. Was it made out of dog
Hold
food?
on. No, the cake was like shop bought.
You would know.
Beautiful.
Oh,
made.
shop okay.
No, it wasn't though. It was just she made it and it was fucking perfect,
okay,
right?
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this giant cake, it weighed a lot.
Oh,
And I
heavy.
went, thank you. I went, have a look at this tray back to you. Don't worry. She jumped in her car, a
Uh-huh.
silver thing, and off she went.
Oh.
So Jen came back from work, and I
And
told her
you'd
about
eaten
this.
some of the
And she
cake.
goes, what was her name? And I said, and she goes, that fucking bitch, I've not seen her since school. She's heard there's someone new here, so she's trying to move in.
Move into you.
Yeah. Jeff went up a few months later.
They didn't
He
have
was
fight
up
over
there.
Jeff, did they?
A knock at the door.
Two
He
cake.
got a cake.
2 cakes.
I was hurt.
2 cakes.
I didn't feel special
I bet it
anymore.
was a better cake than your cake.
Well, we
Bet-
both sat and ate it.
Bet they had an ice cream cake.
That's- I got a cake. Actually, Jen had a son.
They're,
And they're all
wanting,
webbed foot.
they're wanting some fresh blood.
Oh, that's all it is.
It's like, you know
They'll
what?
do anything
You know
to
the
get you there.
A Boy and His Dog, where Jason Robards
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to milk Don Johnson.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, see, what
Imagine
happened...
how disappointed they'd have been in your
Oh,
sperm.
terrible. But
They're like that.
ugh,
Is this it?
it shouldn't be green. But the point is,
Glows in the dark.
she found out I
Uh-huh.
was there.
Jungle drums.
So, one day,
Yeah.
I got, like I said, Jen was like, give me the car. Just said, you can't come to this island without having transport. So drop me off at work and then just go exploring. I went, great idea. So I got
You
back,
could have stumbled into something, mate.
picked her up from work at night,
Uh-huh.
went back, and in the car she goes, so how was this place and how was that? She knew where I'd been everywhere
Yeah, no.
because people had told her.
Same-
But
yeah,
wait,
Yeah.
I never saw a soul.
Oh,
The whole day, I never saw a single person. And she got reported back every point
were you
where I
wearing
was.
one of your stupid hats?
No, it was just the fucking car.
They could have seen you.
They
miles
knew it was her
away.
car and they were saying,
Oh.
So she knew everywhere I was.
I was in my hometown and popped into a pub and had a couple pints.
Mm-hmm.
This is a few years back. And then before I got back to Dundee,
Yeah.
my brother phoned me and says, "Were you in your hometown today?" I goes, "Uh-huh." "How do you know?" The woman who owns the woman who owns the pub, well, her son owns the pub, she works in the pub, but he lives in Spain. Before you left the pub, she'd phoned Spain to say you'd been in the pub,
Mm-hmm.
and then he phone contacted me.
This doesn't surprise me
It's
from
wild.
you weirdos up north.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck.
Right?
That's weird.
Do you want to know how weird it was?
Uh-huh.
I was only scared once there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was annoyed, because people, they were very rude. If you went in someplace and they heard
I
who
would
you're
be rude
from,
to you as
they
well.
would start speaking Gaelic.
Of
And you
course.
went, but I just
But
heard you.
Quite
you
right.
rude
No, but
cunt.
quite right.
No, so
You don't want you lugging, but you're lugging into them.
I just went in and
Uh-huh.
says, can I have 2 hot bean pies, please? And they just start speaking Gaelic.
Quite
and
right.
So you know what I done? I kicked off.
Oh, did you?
Before I left, I was with Jeff actually.
Oh,
I was just like, fuck you, you cunts.
Uh-huh.
Before I left,
Uh-huh.
I got a phone call
Uh-huh.
from Jen saying, are you having a fight in the... I'm still in it.
Oh.
I'm still in the fight. And she's phoning me.
Oh.
It was unbelievable.
Oh.
And they didn't know who I was.
Well,
Right,
they
so
got-
anyway.
they saw the cut. They saw what you were like.
What
all
something to
about.
eat. I had a glass of wine.
Oh.
Yeah, that was probably the last wine I ever drank, like 20 odd years ago. So anyway, we'll go out for a walk. And out there, if you don't have a torch, you might as well just walk with your eyes closed.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
just
see anything. There's no
just-
sky. If it's a
No,
bit
no
overcast, you
sky.
can't see fuck all.
Just moisture. Just moisture.
You just hear things.
Uh-huh.
So we're walking along. She goes, I don't like walking out in the dark. I went, but this is you know where you are.
She knows something.
Walking, and I see the glint of 2 eyes. And I went, it might be mink, because you get mink there.
Ah.
That would be exciting if we saw one, because you'd never see them. It'll probably be a fox or a sheep. And I'm like, so we get further up, and I see it again, moved up the bushes a wee bit. Right? We get closer. It's the neighbour's kid. He's in a t-shirt and underpants, bare feet, and his National Health glasses, and he's in the bushes watching us. Right? So she shouts, Cameron, get away home. And off he runs.
On all fours.
Without a torch. He just runs at full speed, and I watch him disappear. And I can't see, and I'm not exaggerating. Just close your eyes, and that's what you saw. And he takes off.
Echolocation.
This is midnight.
Echolocation, mate. Echolocation.
So at that point, I'm now getting nervous because I don't know what's out
Could
there.
be anybody.
There's
waiting for you.
people out there at midnight.
Somebody could just wet willy
He was
you in the
8 years
darkness.
old.
Yeah, well.
Midnight.
But at 8 up there, that's a marriage age.
Jesus
He could have kids
Christ.
by now.
He just scuttled off.
Scuttled like a crab.
But he was giggling.
Of
Like,
course he's giggling. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I couldn't sleep.
I saw this thing on YouTube. It's a parrot that wails like a baby.
I saw it.
And the guy had it in a
Yeah.
carry case. Skin. Fuck's sake.
I saw another one where the police turn up to this guy and his parrot shouting, help, let me out, help.
It's the parrot.
The parrot. Rambo, I believe he's called.
Aye.
The parrot. So anyway, that's what happened. So, the gossip thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to the island. I'm there. We're having something to eat. Jen goes over to the chair. She sits down.
They've
Oh,
chairs up there.
well, now, they
Just
have
I
the
thought,
internet
well,
and have
just-
TV.
Just a hay bale.
The internet and TV are just ways to capture mainlanders.
Okay. Just to lure you in.
But they have landlines. It was that long ago, and I think they still do. And do you know what they do? Come in from work, pick up the phone, and they start gossiping.
Oh.
She said that. He was wearing this. I heard this. But wait. Hold on. She puts the phone down. Doesn't hang up. Goes and gets food. Standing talking to me about work and everything. There's still someone on the phone.
Oh.
So, I thought, that's weird. Phones,
They've all got their phones off the
they're
hook.
all off the hook.
Ah.
I went to other houses and there's a phone. I'm in the house and how you find the island? Have you been there? The people's been dead nice. And the phone's sitting off the hook.
When they slaughter you, they can all hear
They're all listening.
screaming.
Now, you said you've said when a joke would go truck drivers, people were just on the phones and they don't. Things travel faster than the internet.
Yeah.
They're faster.
Well, not fast on the internet, but fast.
If you're listening to it as it's happening, that's
Yeah.
faster,
Oh,
right?
yeah, but you could be live streaming yourself. having
It's
a
the
wank.
same thing now. The live
Yeah,
streaming.
yeah.
This was live streaming.
Yeah.
So we go to. There's this a lovely woman we met.
Uh-huh.
I met. Friends
A
of
lovely
Jen.
lady.
Really nice. Got us. I can't say because it would give her away, but
Ah.
we've got to do things.
Give her
'cause of
away, give her away, give her away now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we would go to her work.
Mm-hmm.
and there's phones for our work, and there's one phone
Oh,
off the hook. So I make a joke, and she went, "Oh, that's Margaret. Are you still there, Margaret?" Aye. I made
But
a
they're
joke,
not paying for this.
and at that time it was all your local calls were free.
Oh. They're very subsidised up there. Like
Unbelievable.
Orkney is just hoaching me minibuses.
I remember.
Because everybody, MS is massive in Orkney. For some reason,
Mhm.
it's like the biggest MS hotspot in the... Because they reckon they've got low levels of light, but they don't eat oily fish.
Yeah.
Because Scandinavians pitch black half the time, but they're always eating soused herring.
I
and
believe
shit.
everyone in New Zealand's bleached because there's no ozone. Is
Oh.
that right? Or did I make that up?
Oh, like pale skin, like albinos.
I think
like,
they're all albinos.
the whole lot of them.
The whole lot of them.
Blind.
Blind.
Cave
Can't
trolls.
see anything.
Like cave trolls.
Yeah, that's
Is
true.
that why they did the whole Middle Earth shit there? They're all...
All the
Yeah.
elves, that's just locals.
That's just them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So anyway,
okay.
all this is going on,
Oh.
right?
Surveillance. Keep it
And I mention it and going to that.
Don't mention these things, man.
It was like I uncovered the secret, even though it's in front of me. You don't mention it.
And when you're in Fight Club, don't mention Fight Club.
Because she went like this to me. I swear to God, this is the most extreme part of it. She goes, "I don't gossip."
Oh.
What? She was so offended.
It's currency.
And
It's just
currency. We'll go back to, I told you,
It's
it's
currency,
currency.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly it.
It's like I've said before, there's a lot of hatred towards the travellers.
yeah.
But the travelling people had been so welcome in communities because they'd brought news. Nobody travelled anywhere. My granny never went fucking anywhere.
yeah.
But someone had come in and they'd brought news from everywhere.
The thing is with the islands, they all leave. We can't take it. But they all go back.
yeah, I know
They
they
all
do.
make their way back.
I was at art school with a lassie from the islands, and she was terrified by traffic lights. She just crossing. She just couldn't handle it. She Reform Street. It was like, oh,
I'll give you an example
Wild.
of how the TV went
It's
on,
insular.
but it was just soaps. That's the only thing.
take the high road. Remember
Things
that?
like that.
Yeah.
Right. So
One man and his dog.
this is how long ago it was. There was reruns of Monkey, but it was on like at midnight or something, 1 in the morning.
But they had the same telly as us. They didn't have Isla Lewis telly.
No, it was the same telly, but they
Same
just didn't. It was weird. It was like they didn't take it in. It was so strange. So I'm watching Monkey. I love Monkey.
Yeah, you've said this.
So we put Monkey on.
Uh-huh.
I had to put it off halfway because it was like I thought something was going to happen. She went, why is this happening? Why are they not speaking properly? Who's that? How do you know
no.
them? How do you know them? I went, I've seen it before. Oh, why is this? Why this shouldn't be allowed?
It's because
She freaked out.
it's like when that Shannon Matthews,
Okay.
when Shannon Matthews went missing, the chief of police said the problem is community. There's so much wild stuff going on. They're not connected with the outside world. They're just at the front doorstep going, holy fuck, Brian's setting fire at Stevie's car. God,
That's
it's- yeah,
exactly
that-
exactly it.
If you just stayed in your house like a weirdo, like you, the locals would be like, oh, we need to know him. I remember when I worked at NCR, I told those fucking twats nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They followed me home to find out where I lived, everything
Yeah.
about me. They couldn't bear the thought.
They couldn't bear it.
I'm not
Yeah.
telling you fuck all.
Yeah,
I'm not telling you anything.
I understand that. I've
but they
seen
just
it.
couldn't have it. They couldn't have it in their community.
This girl, Jen,
Mhm.
we're sitting talking one night, and I was talking about, you're trying to find things in common. And I
Uh-huh.
was talking about films and that.
Pooping. You both
And
pooped.
we're both poop. But I mentioned Jaws, as I said earlier.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Oh,
So she goes, tell me about it. It's
for
like,
God's sake.
so I started telling the story.
There's no excuse for that.
Wait a minute.
She's not a curious person.
3 times during me telling her, I went, you do know this isn't real. It was like she was terrified. And I went, you do know this isn't real. This is just a story.
She seems like, I'll be honest with you, she
No.
seems like an idiot.
No, this was all over. The isolation creates a way of thinking.
Yeah, and I
And
suppose
it's just different.
the curious people go, fuck this, and they leave. So you're left with the people who aren't curious. You're left with idiots.
But then
And they breed, so
all
they
the
have
people
idiot.
come off the island
Yeah.
with their tilting hair.
Aye.
And then they're all like, oh, and they just go through.
They're all called Hamish McHamish.
You know what it is? You know how like your parents might struggle with working windows?
Oh, yeah.
It's not because they're stupid.
No.
It's because they were
Never
taught
seen it.
to
Just haven't
learn a
seen it.
different way.
Yeah.
They were learning a different
The work
way.
of smartphone technology all works for them now.
Yeah, but
idiot,
you know
idiot poo.
exactly. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had to learn a different way, so they've got to relearn.
Gossip is currency. It's
And
true.
they're brought up
compromat.
learning a different way.
Yeah. Just the rural way.
But they knew everything. They knew every people I'd just met, and they go, "Oh, right," and they're like, "Are you
I
going
hate it.
surfing?" I'm like, who are you?
That's why I left hometown.
Who are
I
you?
can't be doing with everybody knowing my business. But the thing is, Dundee's no big enough. It's impossible to walk in the centre of Dundee without bumping into somebody you know. It's impossible. Can't do it.
I don't know anybody.
Can't do it.
I don't do it.
Cannot do it.
Well, here's another thing.
Can't go a day without bumping into some fucker.
Probably
I know.
the third or fourth time
Right.
I went up.
Mm.
So I'm sitting on the ferry.
Fuck's sake, you got
Oh,
a
no, I
taste
went
for
up,
that. Got a
it was
wee
a
taste
while.
for that, please.
It
Did
was
something happen to you up there?
I could tell you the story.
There's a
But I can't.
There's a Belgian
I have
film.
limits.
There's a Belgian film where the guy shows up in a wee village and the guy's just convinced that he is his wife who ran away and left him and puts makeup on him and then keeps him in a shed. You ever seen that? And he's like that, but I'm not your wife. But the whole village are like, oh, you're back finally. They all think he's a wife as well. It's like an absolute insanity of a film. That
But
happened
you
to
did say something similar when you came in today when you couldn't remember something
Oh.
and you thought it was a dream.
Mm.
Anyway,
The tur of fire, the tur of marijuana bust.
but this is what happens. And I was telling her about Now that was another thing. I said Star Wars, just as a off the cuff.
to be honest,
Have
with
you seen Star Wars?
Imagine the bliss of having
She
never
hadn't
seen
heard of it.
Star Wars. It'd be
20 years ago,
Yeah,
she'd never
I'd
heard
love
of
it.
it.
If I could take a pill, I'd never seen Star Wars.
Wait. You have to hear the point of this.
Right.
It was so difficult to tell her about Jaws. I had no possible way.
They know
Of
sharks.
starting
They're
the
on an
sto-
island. They'll see a shark.
Yeah, but the story.
Oh,
There was no possible way
they're on boats.
to tell her this story of Star Wars.
Oh, no. You've no.
I was
how
like,
do
how
you
am I going to do
explain
it?
Spaceship. If you can't explain shark to a woman that lives in an island, she's not going to understand fucking
And she had a sea kayak.
gold robot.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Jabba the Hutt, maybe?
This is absolutely
Maybe.
the way it was. And if anyone's tempted to go, you know what?
Don't.
This is like Shite
Don't.
Street. I'm going to go.
The most
Don't go.
gossipy woman I've ever met.
Dump.
I was in my hometown. And all day long,
Mm-hmm.
she would come up and down that, because I had this after school job. I worked in a butcher's counter, cold meat and stuff. And she would pick up gossip and pass it on constantly. I forget the woman's name, old lady. And she'd just be up and down that street. And she'd went to the ironmonger, which was a
Mhm.
busy wee shop. She'd walked in, and the owner of the ironmonger had a heart attack and
All
fallen
right.
over.
Oh, Jesus.
Before he fucking hit the ground, she'd been up the street telling everybody.
Yes.
It was a passion.
Yes.
But when she came into the shop I worked in to tell everybody, it was like beatific. Her face was glowing. The years, this was just the prime gossip.
But this is every house you go into, the phone's off the hook. These phones, they were like this.
Ah.
And it's just sitting like that. It's just sitting.
Not even, no cable.
No
just-
cable. And it's just sitting there. So you know,
Just you open up, it's just a wee
no
mouse
matter
speaking in
where
it.
you go,
Aye. They're all listening.
someone's listening.
You know how you saying that Isla Lewis is inbred? Explain this story.
Extremely. Yeah.
Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the work. Couple of lasses, 15, 16.
Okay.
They're looking at one of the displays, and it was old footage of Dundee in
Right.
black and white. And they're like that. Oh, that's funny looking, that, isn't it? And the other one goes, yeah. Goes, yeah. But it was all black and white back then. She goes, yeah, I know. And they spoke, and I was listening in. You find this hard to believe.
Not really. I do live here.
No, they thought the world was in black and white. They thought colour is quite a recent thing. So when they see black and white footage, they thought it was because it had been recorded as life in black and white. That was too...
To be fair, I've made jokes about Dundee didn't get his first consonants until 1981.
Right.
I've heard that repeated. That Dundee didn't use it in their curriculum until 1981. It was me. I made it as a singular
This
one-off
wasn't a
joke.
This wasn't... They weren't joking.
And
mate.
people are repeating it.
They thought that...
It was black and
Everything
white.
was in
No, I
black
could
and white.
believe that. That I could believe it.
Seemingly young people can't watch black and white films. It just... They just
melts their brain.
they can't watch it.
Final text of the day, Tyrone.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hope you're both well.
Oh.
I was just looking at the local news in Dundee and
Oh,
wondered
yeah.
what goodies you got from the Van Heist. Van Heist?
I Turf, I told you
that
about
one.
it.
Oh, right.
They found it in Fife.
It's just tatties.
I got a bag of Brussels sprouts.
Oh, that's wonderful. I would say
Some
something.
Jerusalem artichokes as
I would
well.
say something about sausage fingers, but you've only just got over the coverage Dundee received last time from a certain black motor drove through your neck of the woods. Morbid maybe, but I cannot be the only one
okay.
thinking of it. Anyways, have a great show. Yeah.
The way things are going,
The Queen died.
do you think they'll drive old big lugs through in the next
No,
few?
that was a move.
One-time deal?
I think it was a one time because
They'll-
now they'll just nobody would turn
they'll
out.
just bury him down in Sandringham.
There was people in Dundee
Uh-huh.
who went out to that
Uh-huh.
because it was a day out,
Yeah, there wasn't that many, but there was
Right.
a few.
but there was other people went out and they were
Uh-huh.
crying and everything.
And of course, I know a guy that works for the council, and he got paid to wear a high-vis jacket. He was like,
This
Yeah,
way, Queen,
yeah.
she's dead.
yeah,
She's dead.
what fucking
Who
piece of
cares?
shit.
I done live coverage of it on Twitter.
Who gives a fuck?
It was no. The only thing it was, I could just hear the helicopter.
It'll be snipers all the way
Yeah,
along.
just the helicopter passing.
They couldn't have had somebody doing anything. They just couldn't have, and it was a good chance it could have happened.
And then someone up on
Fast
the
Eddie just-
Forfar Road threw some shite at it, and
Was
the
it
camera just pulled
was it
away.
shite or was it floors?
No, it was a
Dog
bag
shit?
of something. It wasn't shit, but there was a bag of something got
Oh.
thrown, and then the camera pulled away.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
They just went through and said how poor everyone was. It wasn't a good advert for
in,
Dundee.
in Her Majesty's course, is it
Such incredible poverty.
in the
Such huge,
The cottages.
huge level.
turning into Dundee? Dundee,
it was huge.
Scotland's oldest city.
It was huge.
and known for its deprivation, poverty, and outright depression, highest suicide rate, drug deaths in the world.
Underage pregnancies.
No, we're number 5 now. Thank you.
The thing is, maybe having a royal family has contributed to that somehow.
I would think so.
It was Hugh that did it.
Yeah.
Randy Hugh.
He's getting a blowy
He's not.
under the table.
Twanks like on him. I gave him that earthy tone.
But honestly, he just they just say it. They
He
go,
no longer
Dundee,
he
known
no-
for its
he
deprivation.
no longer works for the BBC.
No, he's not. He's not.
I like George Alagaya, but he's dead. It's
He's
a bloody shame.
Known for deprivation, poverty, violence.
When I look, the Kingsway is fucking
Drug
shit,
deaths.
though. So shit, the Kingsway.
The Kingsway is like out of date. They
That's
were planning
awful.
to do a huge bypass of Dundee,
Oh, then that's
so
not
you could
gonna-
just go straight to
that's-
Aberdeen.
That's not going to happen.
But no, not now.
Don't have the money.
It would cost hundreds of
They're
millions.
closing everything.
But it was going to go from the Dundee Perth Road.
I've heard they get.
the back.
I've heard they get closed the man-made beach.
How do you close it? That would be great.
Just tarmac it.
It would cost more to put a sign up.
Just tarmac it. Closed.
Closed.
No longer. No more jobby retrieval.
No fun here.
No jobby retrieval.
I hate that fucking place because
Oh,
when
it's-
I'm cycling back on, and I have to say, we have one of the most beautiful cycle
That's
routes
lovely.
that goes
It
down
is
the
nice,
river,
yeah.
and it's
In
all
sp-
been done up.
In spite of it. In spite of Dundee.
And you're cycling back to Dundee, and sand, this chinchilla sand,
Yeah.
hits you in the eyes 3 miles away.
But what's really annoying, like a Nathan Barley character, with his shades up and his fucking colour. He just been sitting with these Dundee councillor guys and just going, we'll have this beach. And he showed them a fucking presentation. And they're just like, that's amazing. It's utter shite.
It looks like a prison
It's
toilet.
utter shit. It's
Ooh.
it's
Hate it.
utter shite.
Hate it.
It's the stupidest idea.
Worst ever.
If they'd camped it up a bit with palm trees and that, maybe. But it's just sand.
I agree. And then they've got the whale that you can't make
Oh,
it
I
out.
can't make it out.
And if it's windy, it's deafening.
And there's this little squirts of water. It's basically so women can clean up after abortions and stuff.
Because that's common here.
Yeah.
Number 1 in
It's
Europe.
awful. It's just awful.
Ladies and
Oh.
gentlemen, that was gossip. And do not go to the Isle of Lewis.
Well,
It's a dump.
go to north and south.
Harris
Uist.
is lumpier.
Uist's nice.
And everyone goes, well, go down to Luskentyre. It's a beautiful beach. It's still as fucking
Yeah.
miserable.
The Highlands is beautiful. So go to the Clutie Well.
Oh, don't go anywhere.
Pray for
Don't,
your fertility.
don't leave the safety of a city.
Go to the Black Isle.
Because they're
Mysterious
walking
place.
around with their long fingers after you.
Like aye.
Go and watch that documentary. What was it called? Dark Highlands. That gives you
Oh, that does.
that gives
It
you a
does.
proper
And
representation of where
spew-
you're from.
Spew in your own lugs.
Spew in your ears. Until
Oh.
next time, laters.
Ta-da, ta-da.